Welcome back to Wrestling Renaissance. My name is TJ Leo.
And my name is Cole 2K.
Cole Two Belts.
Cole 2 Belts.
Yep. As it were.
As it
and,
is, not were.
And we are back to talk about AEW WrestleDream, which happened last night as of this recording.
And this morning.
Yeah, and this morning, technically, which we'll definitely get into. But if you've never watched the show before every WWE PLE and AEW pay-per-view and NXT PLE, don't forget about those. We talk about the build-up to the shows and make our official predictions. For glory. Yeah, and the odd time we do TNA. And on subsequent shows like this one, we break down the results, see how we fared in our predictions, and rate each match on the Co-op Entertainment review scale of 1 to 10. And as I mentioned, we are talking about AEW WrestleDream 2025, which took place last night as of this recording, St. Louis, Missouri. Top level thoughts, what'd you think?
It was a long show.
It was a fucking long show. It was way too long. I did watch
the pre-show too. They crammed 3.5 matches into the first hour.
Yeah.
Crowd.
Those poor people.
Crowd was in and out of it the whole night. It was a long show.
Yeah, it had I would say this is one of those shows that had quite a few lows and no real significant highs. So it was kind of just like a medium plateau for a lot of it, and then a lot of like drops, and then it comes back. You know what I'm saying? This is not a pay-per-view that I would rewatch. I don't think there was anything on here that a year from now I'll go, oh yeah, that match was awesome. I gotta go watch that.
There's not anything a week from now that I would want to go back and watch.
No, it wasn't good. Do you think this might be one of the lowest rated shows we've done so far? I don't think it was worse than WrestlePalooza, but it was still pretty bad.
Yeah, I think it will.
You think it'll be pretty low? Okay. I'm very interested to see how that works out.
WrestleDream last year.
Yeah, WrestleDream seems to be a bad show. It doesn't have great history, does it? All right, well, there's lots to talk about. So let's get into it. The first match of the night was Tekla.
Was it really
Jamie Hayter. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the pay-per-view opened, and that's not the match that was going on.
Yeah, so for those that didn't watch the show, for whatever reason, and this is the most absurd thing I've probably seen in wrestling, the pre-show was still going on. The pre-show was so long that when the main card, quote, started, they were in the middle of the last match on the pre-show still for a good 10 minutes. So so the show really didn't start until like 10 to 15 minutes late, which had some lasting effects on the card for the rest of the night, which we'll get into.
So it reminded me of like way back when Nitro was on, and there was either 2 hours or 3 hours, and at the top of the hour, whether it was the 9 o'clock hour or 10 o'clock hour, they would always do a re-intro, come back in and do a re-intro and new pyro and stuff. And there will be a few times when there was a match going on in the ring at the turnover at the top of the hour, and they would still go in and do the pyro and do the whole new intro for the next hour. And that's pretty much exactly what it was. They had the big pyro for the opening of the pay-per-view.
Did they? I don't think they did. Did they? I must have missed it.
Oh, yeah. They had pyro.
I didn't even see was there even a video package to hype the show? Yeah, there's no video package. They skipped it.
Yeah.
Because they were already behind. So they're like, all right, let's just get right to the first match. Yeah, and like I said, that had lasting effects on the show, which we'll get into as we talk about these matches. But yeah, bad, unprofessional. Whoever was producing the show behind the scenes was. I mean, I can see you being 30 seconds off. I can see you being a minute off. But 10 to 15 minutes? What happened? Like, I just don't understand.
I don't think they would have planned it somewhat like that, right?
I don't know, man. It was terrible.
They planned to go over the hour a few minutes, but I mean, you wouldn't think 10.
10 to 15 was
close to 10, yeah.
Bonkers, man. Just bonkers. Yeah, and that wasn't the only production faux pas that we'll talk about today. So, let's get into Tekla versus Jamie Hayter. Let's do a rating, which I got to think about for a second. Sim31 in the chat being ultra down on AEW as usual.
Yeah.
-1. All right, 3, 2, 1. 7? Is that a 7? It's blocked by
that's a
the
7.
giant name in your
Oh.
picture. It's just peeking out. All right, 6 and a 7. All right, let's get to Bleacher Report, see what they did. Oh, what was our max ceiling? Let's do that right after we give our rating to see how we did.
7 and 7.
All right, so it was a little lower, but pretty much on point though. Okay. Bleacher Report gave it a B, which equates to about a 7-ish. 7 and somewhere between 7 and an 8 on our scale.
And so far, Cage Match, 179 votes, has it at 6.87.
Okay, so we're all pretty much on the same page. That's a good thing. All right, top moments and takeaways. There was really only one. This was a strong, hard-hitting match between two intensely physical workers. It was interesting to see Hayter score the win, given that one would have assumed Tekla could use the significant victory to propel her forward. However, it is rarely a bad thing when the former world champion gets momentum on her side. But yeah, as the note there mentions, Hayter won after she broke a submission with a backbreaker, and then rocked her opponent with 2 lariats to score the win. Is that her finisher, like a Rainmaker?
Yeah,
basically.
The Haterade.
The Haterade.
The Haterade.
I don't mind that name. It's not terrible. But yeah, this was a pretty good opener. I didn't think that this was going to be the opener. I think I said it was going to be the trios tornado tag match. But yeah, pretty good opener. I'm
good,
glad.
Hard hitting. They did real good.
Yeah. I think I would have been happy with either winning, to be honest with you, because they both are really good. Tekla especially had a really good showing last pay-per-view. But yeah, I foresaw Jamie winning this just because it seemed like she had something in the pipeline already.
Hopefully.
But yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully something past the not War Games, not Anarchy, the Blood and Guts match that's coming up.
Yeah. Blood and Guts, and then it was Full Gear. All right, yeah, I don't have much else to say. It was good.
That was a good match. Tekla's very creative with some submission holds, moves, that kind of thing. Very kind of Tajiri like.
Yes, I agree.
Kind of reminds me of that.
The Toxic Spider.
Nothing really else to add. The rest of the triangle came out to stare down Jamie and Queen Aminata that had come out. So
looks like Julia Hart, Sky Blue.
Yep, that's the first makings of Blood and Guts.
Guts, Part 1. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll see where this goes. How did we do on predictions?
Remember, we differed on most of these.
6 out of 8 matches. We had a different
6. Yep.
Different
6,
answer.
7. I thought Tekla was going to shine, and you thought it was the Hater time. So you start off with a win.
Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate that. I don't remember what the bonus was.
Bonus was who was going to be the first entrant.
And it was Tekla, right?
It was Tekla.
Okay.
I said Tekla, and you didn't.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's get on to the next match, which was the $500,000. I hate these matches. Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express, the returning Jurassic Express. Let's do our rating. Oh man, what do I give this?
Are you between two?
Yeah, I'm between two.
So am I.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, I'm good.
3, 2, 1. Wow. Okay, a little bit of a difference there. Bleacher Report gave it an A, so basically a 9. Oof. Yeah, I think that's a little high, but as we've kind of figured out, Bleacher Report's kind of AEW biased a little bit compared to their WWE.
Speaking of AEW bias, cage match, 188 votes, 8.43 average.
Oh wow, pretty high. Okay,
yeah,
but cage match is also pretty AEW forward, so that's not super surprising. All right, top moments and takeaways from the Bleacher Report. The commentary team did a great job adding stakes to the contest beyond the monetary prize, reminding the viewing audience that Jurassic Express has never defeated the Young Bucks before. This was an excellent match, right in line with their previous efforts, which is saying something given that it has been 3 years since Perry and Luchasaurus had partnered in an AEW ring. The chemistry between these two teams was still there, as was their ability to keep fans guessing as to whether any given spot would end with a victory for either duo. The right team went over too, as the Bucks continue their financial hardships and moral dilemmas. So yeah, I thought this was maybe the best match of the night for me. We'll get into some others in a bit, but I thought this was pretty good. This was the first match that hit the AEW note for me, which is like, okay, this match should have been over by now, and like, oh, here we go. Here's some ridiculous kickouts and all that kind of stuff. So that almost knocked it down to a 7 for me. That's kind of where I was between a 7 and an 8. But I have to give props where props are due, I think, and I thought they did excellent for what this was. And chemistry was great between Jack and Luchasaurus. It's like they never stopped tag teaming together. Yeah, I thought it was great.
We didn't cover where?
Hmm?
Oh, my max ceiling was a 7. Yours was a 6.
Oh wow. Okay, so yeah, that's probably why I'm thinking so highly of it, because it exceeded my expectations. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't like the stipulation. I think it's stupid. It does have somewhat of a tie into the storyline with the Young Bucks being broke, but it's kind of just dumb.
Yeah, it's
in general.
Gimmick match has been played out. Yeah, the entrance was pretty interesting.
That was pretty funny.
With their whole insufficient funds, transactions denied.
Funds. Yeah, balance $32.
Yeah, it was just didn't really live up to my expectations of what a Bucks match is.
Okay.
I don't know necessarily what I liked about it. I guess there wasn't as many moves as I thought there would be.
No, there wasn't.
I was just expecting
they did
more
the Doomsday
and spots.
Yeah, they did the Doomsday device. They did some Melter drivers.
Where he had Jack draped on the rope, stomped on the back, and then tried to spin it into a power bomb.
Yeah.
And then Jack reversed into a Hurricane Rana.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah.
And then they did the chicken fight on the outside. Luchasaurus had one of the Bucks on his shoulders, and the other Buck had Jack Perry on his shoulders.
That was a little silly, but it was fine.
They had little campy spots that kind of take it away from me.
There was the you called it the Southern California destroyer.
Destroyer. Yeah,
on the apron. Yeah. So yeah, I think it was fine. I was not a fan of the ending, but I didn't take that into account. Not the ending of the match, but the post match where Don Callis' family came out. So Josh Alexander, Lance Archer, and Mark Davis came out and ambushed Jurassic Express. The Bucks left Jurassic Express to the beatdown, and then Kenny Omega comes down, almost looks disappointed in the Bucks, and the Bucks look kind of feeling guilty-ish.
Yeah, and then because he wanted the Bucks to help him.
Yeah,
clear him out,
and they don't help him. Kenny goes in, kind of gets his butt kicked at first, but then a little bit of a comeback happens, and the faces stand tall. I still don't really know why the Don Callis family were the ones to come out against Jurassic Express, but sure.
Well, when the Bucks first lost their EVP status, they kind of sided with the Don Callis family.
So why didn't they help the Don Callis family beat down Jurassic Express then?
I guess because they're having guilt about it. I don't know.
Yeah, it does seem like they're like planting seeds for a Bucks face turn.
Yeah, and the whole elite getting back together. Kenny and the Bucks and Jack.
Yeah, that's all I really have to say. I think it was what it was. It was entertaining for me.
And then towards the end, it got heated up, and did some of the spots you would expect.
Yeah, it did take a little bit too long to get to that point. There was definitely the WWE style of take the smaller guy on the team and beat him down until he gets the hot tag to the bigger guy who comes out and demolishes everything, and then everything goes into chaos.
Yeah.
You know, but
And
it
then
was what it was.
Sometimes no rules with like a tornado tag style when it's not necessarily supposed to be just kind of a Bucks match like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the ref was not counting when they were on the outside, that's for sure. All right, predictions. How'd we do?
Predictions, I thought the Bucks were going to I thought they were going to win and possibly go on, get into the title picture. And you thought Jurassic Express was going to win on their return. And you put 6 and I missed again. Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Yes, I got one. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate that.
And
all right, bonus
question. I think the only thing counting during this match, the referee wasn't counting, but I was counting the number of super kicks.
Yeah,
over or under was set
wasn't as many as I thought there was going to be.
Or were there?
Oh, how many?
The over under was set at 10.5.
Oh, there was more than 10. Gotta be.
In the how long was the match? Match was 23 minutes long.
Yeesh.
So probably the first 20 minutes, there was about 5 or 6. And half of those at least came from Luchasaurus.
Yeah.
Then after the hot tag and towards the end, the Bucks made their comeback after the hot tag. We got 3 consecutive rapid fire double super kicks, which put it over the 10.5. Ended at 12 super kicks. Well, at least 12. I stopped counting.
Stop counting.
Yeah, I stopped counting after the last one. And
that's fair.
So I need to correct you. There was actually more than what you thought there was going to be. You picked the under. I picked the over.
Damn. All right. Let's move forward. Next match was the Tornado Trios match. The Demand versus the Hurt Syndicate. Let's do the rating.
This was kind of tough.
Yeah.
Well, you gave that last one an 8, and I give it a 5. All right.
Okay. I'm locked in.
Me too.
Okay. That's a nice crisp 5 and 6 right there. Holy
yeah, it
shit.
is.
All right. Bleacher Report gave it a C+, which would be
about a 6.
Yeah,
6.5. Like that. Cage match, 151 votes, 6.86.
Wow, so we're all pretty much on the same page so far. I'm liking that. All right, top moments and takeaways from Bleacher Report. This was perfectly acceptable wrestling, but felt too short to be the truly great feud ending match it should have been. Both teams were allowed to shine, and while there is an argument to be made that the heels should have gone over to further build credibility relatively early in their run, the Hurt Syndicate has been incredibly protected since arriving and will now challenge the Ops for the World Trios Championship at a later date. Yeah, so this was just weird booking. I think we talked about it on the pre-show, but on the predictions show, sorry. But it's really weird to have they had a street fight on Dynamite like a week or 2 ago.
Yep.
And then they have a Tornado Trios match, which is basically the same thing.
And then a regular tag match last week.
Yeah. And then the other tag match at the last pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So it's like just kind of strange booking. I just don't really understand. I'm not super surprised to see Hurt Syndicate win though, which is kind of frustrating because they're protected to a point of kind of I don't know. It's just kind of
just
ugly
gives
sometimes.
Credence to the word rumor or whatever that they don't want to put certain people over, and they just don't want to lose.
Yeah, they just don't want to lose, which is.
But yeah, I mean, that's the classic WWE 50-50 booking. They had 4 matches and they're 2-2.
Yeah, and now they're split.
This is supposed to be the end of the feud.
Yeah, pretty strange.
And I guess GOA, the Gates of Agony, are come out looking a little bit better, but
They did. I do agree
not,
that.
but not the Hurt Syndicate. Because
The
going
Hurt
into
Syndicate,
it, they were tag team champions.
yeah, the Hurt Syndicate kind of. I don't know. I said it when we were watching it live that they really need to find a third member and get MVP off of the match train. As much as I like MVP, keep him as a manager, and find a replacement for him in these matches, because there was definitely some moments in this match where I was like, oh wow, they're really protecting him.
Yeah.
That they were trying to overcome his shortcomings, and it just it looked bad in some places, which is really unfortunate because I was really looking forward to this match because their match at the last pay-per-view was excellent.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I don't know what happened. But this was just fine. Yeah, it was just fine.
and I think
And it was a little short.
if they get another member, I'd want to see Lashley team up with them. No, I'm sorry, not Lashley. Benjamin team up with them, and Lashley go for the world title.
Yeah.
Or don't get a new person. Shelton go for TNT title, and Lashley go for the world title.
Yeah.
Because they can both go on their own, and they don't.
I think
Shouldn't
that'll
have
be
to be in a team. They shouldn't
yeah.
have to just compete for team tag belts.
Yeah, I think that's inevitable. I don't know what they're waiting for though.
I hope. I mean, because that's essentially. Well, no. When they had the Hurt Business in WWE, you had Bobby going for the world title and the other two going for tag belts, or just
Tag
playing,
belts.
or just playing supporting roles.
I still have to say though that Shelton's amazing.
50 years old.
And he still looks like he moves like an angel,
Yeah.
in the ring. Just smooth
Yep.
as butter. It's so weird. Yeah,
It's great.
he's one of the most underrated talent in the history of wrestling. He's so good. All right, I don't have much else to say.
And the Hurt Syndicate won, of course, by taking out GOA and then just pummeling Ricochet for the win. I think I think one of the GOA came back in and they ended up pinning him.
Yeah, Shelton Benjamin pinned Khan.
Oh,
What was our max ceiling on this one? I don't know if we checked that. Oof. Yeah, fell way short.
yeah.
Fell way short. All
This
right.
one went what? This one went 13 minutes. When you compare it to the others, this was the shortest.
Yeah, they could have shaved off a bunch of the other matches to give time to this one. There were some matches that went way too long, which we'll get to. All right, predictions. How did we do?
Or had not as many matches on the card.
Yeah.
There were probably a good 3 or 4 that would have been good Dynamite matches. Let's see if I can get on the board in this one. I thought it was going to be the time for Hurt Syndicate to shine, and you thought GOA or the demand. So I made up a little bit of ground.
You did.
2-0.
What about the bonus? Did you continue your streak, or did I finally steal one?
Bonus was, were any tables going to be used?
Oh, yeah.
You have a table that Lashley was laying on, and they power bombed Shelton through Lashley onto the table.
I think there was 2 tables too.
Was it? I don't know. I lost. I stopped counting after the first one. After I got.
Yeah. I think there was 2 tables like set up next to each other for that spot. I think.
Oh yeah.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there was, because I think it was because Bobby's so wide, so they put 2 tables. All right.
Yep.
Let's move on.
I got another bonus question right.
Yeah, I'm not doing well on the bonuses.
Bonus questions count.
They do. Next up was the TNT Championship. Kyle Fletcher defending against Mark Briscoe. Ooh, it's starting to rain.
No, not here. It's nice and sunny.
Oh no,
here.
I'm sorry. No, it's not starting to rain. It's pouring and it's dark outside. All right. Rating. I think I'm being too generous. I'm feeling more generous than I feel like I should be.
I think it might be the same then.
3, 2, 1.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow. Okay. Bleacher Report gave it a B+. Would Cage Match give it?
Cage Match 166 votes, 8.47 right now.
Wow. Okay. Top moments and takeaways from Bleacher Report. Briscoe has some of the best chemistry of his singles career with Fletcher, and this was another great match from the two of them. But it was somewhat disappointing but it was somewhat of a disappointing follow-up for the former ROH World Champion following his victory over MJF at the last AEW pay-per-view. Where does either go from here? Briscoe wins one against MJF, but then loses to Fletcher. The champion has proven himself against Hangman Page for the top prize in the company, yet remains the TNT champion with no clear direction beyond continuously defending it. It is fine for the time being, at least in Fletcher's case, but it is time to start considering when and where he makes the jump to the top of the card more consistently. Yeah, I marked it a little bit lower than you simply because this was another match, and Kyle Fletcher's kind of known for this at this point, which is kind of irritating that he's not learning. Well, it's because no one's teaching him, but that I think when we were hanging out watching the show, this was the match where I was like, every match doesn't need to be a 5-star classic.
Yeah.
And this is when the show started to get exhausting for me, where we had these are two great wrestlers, not taking away anything from them, but when you've already had a bunch of matches that are trying to be 5-star classics and then you get this one, the crazy kickouts start to become numbing. And there was a moment where I think it was we thought it was over at this point. Fletcher secretly delivered a low blow to Mark Briscoe and then a brainbuster, his finisher, and Briscoe kicked out. And we were like, here we go. Here's the AEW thing.
The brainbuster on the
turnbuckle.
Yeah. I mean, it did drag on a little bit. I think this was one of the longer ones. This was 24 minutes.
Yeah, second longest match, I think. And I just think the wrong man won, too, to be honest. I
certainly do feel that same way. I mean, I think they got to do something with Briscoe. I know he won the Ring of Honor World title, but that doesn't count.
Not enough. Yeah, it doesn't count. It's not AEW gold.
Yeah. That's, at some point they got to do it with him. And the longer they wait, the less people are going to care.
Exactly. Just like almost like Sheamus with the Intercontinental title was like he kept losing every time he went for it. It's like, okay, well, that's that, Yeah, I kind of just flat out agree with Bleacher Report that saying, why have Mark Briscoe win against someone as big as MJF at the last pay-per-view, get a TNT title shot, and then lose the rubber match with Kyle Fletcher.
Makes sense.
And this would have been the perfect way to remove Fletcher from the TNT Championship and move him up the card on a more consistent basis. So if they're not going to do it with this, then who's going to be the one that dethrones him? Unless they're going to have a rematch, but this is supposed to be the rubber match. This is number 5 out of the previous 4 had them tied. So it's like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. I just the booking kind of drove me crazy, and it's it's frustrating.
It is low, yeah, it is. But just on the match itself, I thought it was a really good match.
It was a good match. They delivered. I'm just tired of every match needs to be 5-star nonsense. It just kind of drives me up.
At this point, the crowd was still into it.
They were, yeah. They hadn't died yet. Keyword.
Yeah.
Yet. Yeah.
So yeah,
what was our max ceiling on this one?
Mine was a 9, and yours was a 7.
Okay. Yeah. So it didn't live up to either of our expectations perfectly.
Nope.
So all right.
But I did think this was among the best of the night.
Fair. All right. Predictions.
I would have liked to have seen Briscoe in, but I didn't think he would. You thought he would, but weren't too confident. But I got 8.
Oh.
You got 0. Hey, you got the first 2 matches right, and I got them wrong.
And then you got you got the second 2, and that's a big one right there. 8-pointer. Damn. All right. Just do a bonus question.
Something we see a lot in Kyle's matches is a pile driver. And then they kick out right after. So was there going to be one of those this time? The closest thing to a pile driver was the J Driller, which is kind of like a gut wrench pile driver type.
Well, he like underhooks his arms, right, like a
Yeah,
pedigree, and then like it's almost like an angel wings, but instead of dropping them on their face, you drop them on their head.
right.
So it's a weird move. It looks
Yep.
good.
So there was that, and then Fletcher got his finger on the rope. So it wasn't a kick out.
Good. Yeah. So even if we were to consider it a
Pile
pile
driver.
driver, it still
It
wouldn't
was
have
not a kick
mattered.
out. So we both thought there would be one of those. We both were wrong. So I finally missed a bonus question.
And I still haven't got one yet. All right. Next up was the AEW Women's World Championship. Chris Statlander defending against Tony
Bart,
Storm.
You did get one, but I got it too. It was
okay.
The Tekla one.
Right. The first one. All right, it's rating for this one. This one hurts.
All right.
Sim 31. Kyle Fletcher comes off as fruity.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we're pretty much on the same page there. Strangely, Bleacher Report gave it a B+, which is nearly a 9 on our scale.
Just wait for cage match. I don't know. Cage match, 151 votes, 7.14.
Slightly higher than us, but not too much. All right, top moments takeaways from Bleacher Report. A good physical match that really highlighted Statlander as a champion who even the best of the best in women's wrestling could not defeat. It added credibility to Statlander's run, cementing Storm as not only one of the best in the women's division and one of the biggest stars in the company, but also a selfless one. The tease for Statlander versus Monet was solid, though it would have been nice for the former not to exit the ring as ordered by the heel, making her look weaker in the process. Yeah, that was so stupid.
Yeah,
I
made
couldn't
a comment.
believe that happened.
I made a comment in chat. I mean, that's after the match, of course, but Mercedes comes out afterwards, says, whatever, get out of my ring.
Get the hell out of my ring.
Stat just
just leaves.
Turns around and leaves. Like, that's your
like
world champion.
Yeah, they didn't even need to have that interaction. They could have had a video package playing while Statlander was leaving. You know, like I don't. That was dumb. That was really dumb.
Yeah. But the match itself was a decent match. It was average.
It was a little. It was, as JR would say, bowling shoe ugly for me.
And what they really took some points off was the crowd. The crowd was absolutely
oh my god
dead during this match.
Like, dead's not even the word. Like, asleep, like dead asleep. You could hear a pin drop in that arena. Nothing. Not even a whistle.
No, it was just, oh yeah.
And it's not that they didn't care, because they slowly got into it, but this is just another one that, like, it's what I said earlier. Every match can't be a 5-star match, and every match can't be a 25-minute, 30-minute classic, because you just exhaust the crowd.
I think the crowd was taking a nap because they knew there was still 2.5 hours left.
Yeah. Like, they had already been there for 4 hours at that point, basically. 3 or 4 hours. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, it was just hard to watch.
Yeah, it was tough to watch. I felt kind of bad for them.
And completely brought it down for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Tony, I'm getting a little tired of her character, because it's character over substance for me in the matches. For me,
yeah, she hasn't really delivered a quality match, like a really good quality match in a while. I'm not sure what that's all about.
Probably the one with Mercedes at All In was probably
that was probably the last
one she had for me.
Yeah. Also, I commented during the show, but her outfit was horrendous. Like, horrendously bad.
Beast style.
But it was like 30 style from like a bum on the street. Like it was terrible.
Yeah,
She's a
I did not
gorgeous
like
woman.
the makeup.
Yeah, she's a gorgeous woman, and just the outfit and the makeup and the hair, everything just made her look like just trash. It was bad. Statlander had some really cool submissions, very similar to Toxic Spider earlier in the night. The only problem was the big one, the big submission at the end of the match. She couldn't seem to keep it locked in properly, and she kept that submission must have lasted like 2 minutes. It was like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
She if she hasn't tapped by now, then she's probably just having a nap. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't have a submission last that long and it be taken seriously. And it just looked bad at times. Like she kept shifting, and then it wasn't where it was supposed to be. And then she just gave up. She's like, well, I guess she's not going to tap. So she picks her up and does the Saturday Night Fever, and gets the win. And it was like, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
Very strange. Yeah, it's a shame because I obviously big fan of both of these ladies. So
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like Stat. I mean, it was good to see her get a legitimate win over Tony rather than just the win in the 4-way.
Yeah.
So it just kind of validates her title win, which is good.
All right. Yeah. Predictions.
Oh,
max ceiling. What was her max ceiling on this?
I think mine. 8. Yeah, 8. 8 and 8.
8s. Oof. Yeah, huge letdown. Bummer. All right. Now let's get to predictions.
Now the reason I picked this one is I didn't think they would go a pay-per-view without a title change. So this is the one that I thought was going to be most likely for a title change. So that's why I did my pick. And I thought Stat should have won, and kind of thought she was going to win.
Bless you.
But this was the one that I thought had the highest chance of a title win. So you got the 7, and I got the 0.
You shot me, and I shot you right back.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right. Bonus. Let's see if your streak continues.
Bonus. What was the bonus? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This was the one that you picked.
Oh, the kiss. Yeah.
Yes. Was there going to be a kiss at any point in the match? Kurt to Kurt.
There was not.
The answer was no.
Yeah, no kisses. There was a hug, but no kisses.
So I blame you for me getting it wrong.
That's funny. All right.
So my questions, I got them all right, but yours,
the streak is over. All right. Next matchup was the AEW World Tag Team Championship.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. You're right. There was an impromptu sort of last-minute scheduling change, and we had Monet doing an open challenge for her TBS Championship, and whatever champion decided to take her up on the offer. So it was a title for title match with Mino Kawakawa. Is that how you say her name?
Mina
Shirakawa.
Mina Shirakawa, yeah.
Okay. I always fuck up the Asian names, as it were. I will learn them all eventually.
Oh, you're good with the other ones, though.
I'm good with the other ones. I've learned them at this point, yeah. So this was a ROH TV championship.
Interim TV championship
in Red Velvet's stead.
Yes.
And the TBS championship on the line. And both you and I, so we didn't do predictions for this, just as an FYI. So should we do a rating? Let's do a rating first before we talk about it. Let's do a rating. I gotta think about this.
Oh yeah, this about checks out. Yeah, this checks out.
All right, I'm locked in.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Oh, dang! All right. Bleacher Report gave it a B, which is like an 8 on our scale. What cage match rate it?
Cage match, 143 votes. This was currently the lowest rated one at 6.22.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Bleacher Report's top takeaways. The match was strong for a good portion, but stumbled a bit towards the end, with some of the counters and reversals appearing a little disjointed, leading to a finish that was clunkier than it should have been. Monet is greatness personified. Okay. Her belt collector gimmick has been fun, and she achieved the goal she set for herself by breaking Ultimo Dragon's 3-decade-old record of 10 titles at one time. Because that was organic. With that said, how much better would Monet's run be if she had an actual story she could sink her teeth into, instead of showing up at each pay-per-view, wrestling a great match, and moving on? Look no further than what she accomplished with Toni Storm for evidence that Monet can and would thrive in an actual story. Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that. I don't think she's greatness personified. That's a little much. That explains why she was calling herself Ultimo Monet on the show. Yeah, so yeah, the match started off pretty good, but once again, we went to every match has to be a 5-star classic. So that's what they went for. And I think both you and I were kind of expecting a short match, like maybe like 5 minutes, 10 or less. And then how long did this match go?
16.
16.
10.
Too long for a match with no build, no story, impromptu. Yeah.
That really
It
had
wasn't a
no
terrible
suspense at all, because you knew it was going to be Mercedes winning
exactly. Yeah.
the match.
What? I mean, the crowd would have gone absolutely bonkers if Mina Shirakawa had have won, but like, why would they do that at this point? Like, it just made no sense to do it.
Yeah, why would she win?
Yeah. So it was, and the crowd was pretty dead for this one, but they were kind of starting to wake up again after the Women's World Championship match, but they were still kind of dying.
You know, you had Mina dancing whenever she had Mercedes down, doing Mercedes' dance, and then doing her own dance, and then doing Mercedes' dance again. And
because that's what you do in a championship match. You dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're taking you seriously, like, yeah. Maybe a 5's too generous.
I mean, you know where mine is.
Yeah. I mean, the match itself was fine. It's just everything surrounding it was bad. Yeah, lower me to a 4.
4.
I can't go to a 3, but I'll lower it to a 4.
Oh, hey, I'll go to a 3 for you.
That's fine. All right, yeah, I got nothing else to say. I mean,
and then after the end of this one, you had Stat come out and confront Mercedes. So now it's going to be at Full Gear. It's going to be Stat against Mercedes.
Yeah, title for title, I guess. They haven't really stated yet, but it should be title for title because that's what she keeps doing. I mean, if it's only for the women's world title, then that's pretty much a giveaway to me that
Stat's going to win.
Stat's going to win. So, they've booked themselves into a corner.
I mean, that's, same thing that happened at All In with Toni Storm. It was only for Toni's title.
Yeah.
And then if, Mercedes, if it is title for title and Mercedes beats Stat, then that's pretty much Mercedes on top with everybody below her. And you basically
literally
the entire
everybody.
division, especially with new tag team titles and essentially Toni and Mina seemingly going for those titles.
Yeah. Everyone get out of Mercedes' way.
Yeah.
She's like a wrecking ball. Yeah.
But it's that women's division is just so
in shambles.
Clustered in shambles, yeah. You've got factions and you've got teams, but no one at the top of the card now except for your champions. Yeah, except your champions.
That's it. Yeah. And Toni's now been relegated to the tag team division with Mina.
All right.
Yeah, this was just, it didn't need to be on the show. This could have been on Dynamite next week.
Yeah, 100%. Because Mercedes had just had a match the night before against Persephone and CMLL, and there was no reason to add this to the match or to add this to the card.
No, there wasn't.
You basically just had a 20-minute segment and match combination.
Yep.
For
Especially
no reason.
considering they were already 10 to 15 minutes behind because of the start of the show.
It seemed, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. So next up, we had Brodito versus Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada.
Yes.
For the AEW World Tag Team Championship.
What he said.
Yeah. It's a mouthful. Oh, what do I do with this? What do I do with this match? I don't know what to do with this match. It's such a I'd have to do like a scientific math algorithm in order to figure out what the best rating for this match would be, because there's so many ups and so many downs.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Bleacher Report gave it an A, which is a 9 on our scale. Would Cage Match give it probably a 50,000?
159 votes, 8.94.
Wow. Takeaways from the match from Bleacher Report. While it was entirely too long, this was a great match with a key storyline development in Okada and Takeshita mounting issue. Let me say that again. It's a great match with a key storyline development in Okada and Takeshita's mounting issues. Brodito is such a better tag team than they have any right to be, and they meshed well here with their challengers. Everything from the Rainmaker to Takeshita through the finish was perfectly executed, and the result was arguably the best match on the card to this point. So while I agree that this was probably, from a technical standpoint and an excitement standpoint, one of the most exciting matches on the card, because of the way AEW books their shows, this match fell victim to, once again, the every match doesn't need to be a 5-star classic feeling that you get, especially this deep into the show, when every match has been an attempt at a 5-star classic, except for maybe the trios match. Everything else has been an attempt at a 5-star classic. And so when this came, how long was this match?
This one was 27 minutes, 26 seconds.
So I think we got to, so I think we got to like 19 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. And then it was still going. And I was like, this should have ended already. Why are we still going? And then it still went on for another 7 or 8 minutes. And I was like, why was this match the longest on the card? Why? I'm not saying that these guys aren't good. They are all phenomenal. Takeshita's amazing. Okada's amazing. Brodito is a star in the making. Bandito, sorry, thank you.
Yeah.
Brody King is a phenomenally underrated talent. But when you look at the card, why does this match get 27 minutes of your time? But what was that match that got 13 minutes?
Tekla and Jamie Hayter had 15. 13 would have been the Hurt Syndicate and Demand.
The Hurt Syndicate's feud with the Demand, their rubber match, their end of the feud match, gets 13 minutes, but this gets 27?
Yeah.
What am I missing? I don't know what I'm missing. I this match was way too fucking long. With that being said, though, Bandito is amazing.
Every time I watch Bandito, he's just so good.
He's risen, like, I think last pay-per-view I said that Hechicero should really replace Penta and Rey Fenix as AEW's lucha mascot. But I don't know. Bandito's coming for his crown. Like maybe replace both of them with both of them, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're so good. They are so good. Yeah, it was a great match. The ending I thought was a little tough to chew. So the ending was why?
Yeah.
So there's a miscommunication at some point where Okada gives Takeshita the Rainmaker, and doesn't seem to feel bad about it. Gives him the middle finger, which was hilarious.
Little smirk, smile, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I don't really fucking care. It sucks to be you. Which was funny, but then that kind of led to the end for the match. I'll just read what it says here. So Bandito sparked a second comeback, rocking Takeshita with a spinning back fist, which was amazing, by the way. Holy shit. That back fist was perfection personified. It was beautiful. The action broke down from here with each competitor hitting signature stuff, culminating with a shooting star press from Bandito to Takeshita for another dramatic near fall. Several minutes of chaos ensued with escalation action. That's not English, guys. With escalating action, climaxing with a 4-way German suplex, which was stupid. That was we've talked about that stuff on the show before. It just looks so dumb. It's stupid. Which took all 4 competitors down. Okada eventually and finally delivered a Rainmaker to Takeshita. The champions took advantage with Bandito delivering a 21-gun suplex to Okada for the win.
Yep.
So let me get this straight. let me get this straight. Okada accidentally Rainmakers Takeshita, but then they take advantage on Okada, who is fine.
Yeah.
And Bandito just delivers a 21-gun suplex to Okada for the clean pin. So you're telling me that nobody could beat Okada for his Continental Championship or his Unified Championship, but Bandito can pin him with one 21-gun suplex? Really? I mean, that's cool. That's a good rub for Bandito.
Yeah.
But it's also completely and unbelievably unrealistic and out of nowhere. What should have happened was that Okada should have Rainmakered Takeshita, and then Brody took Okada out of the ring, and then Bandito gave the already weakened Takeshita the 21-gun suplex and got the pin. Then I would have been like, oh, that makes total sense. But instead, the guy that's still strong just gets a finisher put on him, and that's it. He hasn't lost in like how many years? And he just gets, I don't know. I just kind of laughed. I was just like, okay, all right, sure. AEW.
Yeah, but
the match was great.
Oh yeah, the match was great. It just went
way
a little
too fucking
long. Yeah, I mean that's what brought it down a point for me.
Yeah. That and the ending was what brought it down to a 6 for me, because I was just like, that match just dragged, and it didn't drag because the match was bad. It dragged because it just didn't need to be fucking 27 minutes long.
Well, none of them do.
Crazy. No, none of them do, really. No. I mean, I would be curious to see what the longest matches were in the WWE PLEs recently, just to compare them, because good lord. Yeah, so Brody won, and it looks like we're gonna get the Takeshita Okada
clash.
I'm a little surprised that they're doing it already. I thought they were going to build this up more to be more of like something at like All In next year, but it looks like they're going to be doing it maybe Full Gear or World's End, which historically Full Gear and World's End are kind of like filler pay-per-views. I don't know why you would waste it on either of those shows. But
as a result of this match, already it's been announced Okada versus Bandito,
right,
for the Unified Championship on Wednesday. Already,
yeah. So we're just jumping right into that.
Yeah.
So obviously Okada's winning that.
Yeah. So either Okada wins or Bandito wins, continues his role, or he's just immediately beaten and.
Maybe Takeshita costs Okada the title. But then Takeshita.
But then what are they going to have a match for?
Yeah, maybe the IWGP.
Oh yeah, true.
Or maybe Okada goes to Japan and costs Takeshita the IWGP Championship, and then they have a match in AEW to settle the score with no titles. I don't know. It's so messy. I don't know. It just could be so much better. All right, predictions.
Predictions. You thought they were gonna take the long route and have Okada and Takeshita win the titles and then break up, and this kind of played out exactly how I thought it would. One of them was going to
Yeah.
cost the other the match, and Rodita was going to win. So I got 6, and you got the 0. Back and
This
forth.
is pew 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 pew.
Been a back and forth night.
It's a fight to the finish. All right, bonus question.
Can't really see where any of this is going.
No.
Don Callis family, was any of them going to get involved?
And they didn't.
The only one that got anywhere near involved was just Don Callis getting up from commentary and going over to check on Okada, checking to make sure he was all right.
Yeah.
He did not attempt to interfere, get anything going. So that was.
Yeah, let me remind y'all. Bandito got a clean victory over Okada. All right.
We both thought something would happen, so we both got it wrong.
I feel like I had a fever dream watching that ending.
No, it wasn't a fever dream. It was a WrestleDream.
Oh.
Cool.
You're so quick.
Pew pew.
All right. Pew 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 pew. All right. Penultimate match. AEW World Championship. Adam Page defending against Samoa Joe. His better theme song was in
NXT.
WWE. Yeah, NXT. Yeah. Well, he used it when he was in WWE as well. So good. All of his themes are pretty good, though. All right. Rating. Stuck between 2. Nice.
That low?
Nice.
A 2?
Nice crisp number. A 2. Is that what you think I put?
You said you're stuck between 2.
Oh, I see what you did there. 3, 2, 1. Oh,
I think we're finally agree.
We finally agree. What the hell? Bleacher Report gave it a B+ because of course they do. Which is like an 8.5-ish.
7.56 on 143 votes.
How dare you, sir? My 6 was sexy. Screw you. What was the cage match?
7.42?
7.42?
7.56.
That's pretty close. All right, top moments takeaways from Bleacher Report. Joe being as beloved a competitor as he is, as evidenced by the reaction for him early, made the heel turn and the crowd's disgust that much more effective. It was a great moment and immediately injected life into a world title picture that had plenty of questions surrounding it coming into the show. It was fine. I don't think anyone wants to hate Joe, though, and I feel like every time he comes out, they're still going to cheer.
They will.
So I don't necessarily agree with them there. They also said this was a good physical match that told the story it needed to. Joe was the aggressor and for the most of the match was the better wrestler. Page was the resilient champion who absorbed everything thrown at him as he has countless before. God, their English is terrible.
Countless times.
Yeah, missed an entire word there, guys. As he has countless times before and did just enough to retain his title. A good match, a great post-angle match, and a hot crowd. Yeah, I mean, it was fine. You know, it was above average for the expectations going into it because, like I said, like neither of us, I don't think, had any delusions that Samoa Joe was going to win this match.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem to make any sense. It felt like a filler match. So this was never going to be a 10 out of 10 classic. But it was hard hitting. It was a Samoa Joe match. The only thing that I didn't particularly like was once again the ending with the it took 3 buckshot lariats to even take Joe off his feet. Really? All right.
I mean, I kind of like that.
What is he, Samoa Lesnar?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming that they did that
too late for that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
like that's like that. It felt like something should have been like earlier, and like that felt like something from a Lesnar match where that happens at the beginning of the match. Like Adam Page comes out, guns a flying, and just
Yeah.
boom, 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 and then the fake pin comes out of it, not the ending. But I assume they did that because they are gonna have a rematch. I assume,
I guess. But even still,
especially
that
with the turn, you know.
yeah, with the turn, even still, I don't see Joe winning
No, neither do I.
at all.
Which makes you question why the turn to begin with.
Yeah, because I mean that's the last thing you need is another heel faction or another heel group.
Yeah, yeah, we've already got the Death Riders, and they're already suffocating. You know, yeah. I AEW doesn't have any logic when it comes to booking. You
Not a
know,
whole
their
lot.
logic is, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want? What do you want to do? All right, let's do that. You know what would be cool? So if I turned heel, ah, that would be cool. All right, let's do that. What are we gonna do next week? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Adam Page, still your champion.
He's still the champion.
Yep. All right. What was our max ceiling?
I think mine was probably about a 7. Yep, 7 and 6.
Okay, so it met my expectations. It was exactly what I figured it was going to be. Cool.
I was surprised that uh it wasn't longer. I was definitely surprised it wasn't longer.
Well, that's not the first time we're going to say that. All right, predictions.
I came ill prepared this time.
Ill prepared, you? That's not like you.
So we both thought Page was going to win. Me for 7, you for 8. That was your most confident match.
Yeah, there just didn't seem any reason for Joe
No.
to win that.
Not with MJF out there with the guaranteed match looming over things.
Yeah. Bonus.
Bonus questions. Speaking of how long the match was, over under 27 minutes.
Huh, well, definitely under. Jeez.
It was under. This one was just over 19 minutes.
I think I got this one.
I picked the over. You picked the under.
Do you know why I went with under? Because Samoa Joe is a bigger dude. I just don't see him wrestling 27 minutes. That's a long match. Maybe 10 years ago, but today, like, he looked kind of exhausted at the end of this match.
But he does work he works a strong style, but not necessarily fast.
True.
So I think
he didn't do any of his trademark like jumps off the rope or anything that he used to do. Like, he used to do like the crazy leap over the top rope. There was none of that this time. All right, let's do the main event, which was Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley in an I Quit. And I did not need to think about this one.
Me neither.
3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep. That'll bring that average down. Bleacher Report gave it a C+, which is about a 6-ish. 6.5-ish. Would Cage Match give it?
Cage Match.
10 out of 10.
149 votes, 8.01.
Fucking psychos, man. Did you guys watch the same thing we watched?
Yeah.
All right. I'm kind of curious what Bleacher Report's takeaways are. There was something almost humorous about the match, going from whipping with a leather belt to lighter fluid and tasers. Yeah, I mean, it's an AEW hardcore match, so kind of expected. One's opinion of this match will vary depending on what they prefer from a pro wrestling match. This was chaotic, violent, and one-sided for the most part, with Moxley and his cronies punishing and brutalizing Allin for a large portion of it before the returning Sting appearance and finish. It worked within the confines of the stipulation and was as expected, but that does not make it any better, or for that matter, any worse. We have seen matches like this before, with Allin absorbing pain and punishment for far too long before the comeback, and this was much like those. It was excessive, like most matches involving these two, but it paid off a long-running rivalry and hopefully be the final time we see them in the same match or segment for the foreseeable future. Wow. That's one take. Do I need to go into a rant?
Putting it politely, pretty
That's
much.
putting it real politely. Yeah. Yeah, this match sucked. This was the match that I was most looking forward to because, as history tells us, these matches in AEW are long, violent, brutal, and cringeworthy. And we did get a little bit of the cringe.
Yeah. The
We
skewer under
definitely
the fingernail.
the skewer under the fingernail. Good God! But we didn't get the length. This match was what, 17 minutes, maybe 16, 14, 7.
25.
Really?
25 minutes, 54 seconds.
Well, it certainly didn't feel that way. What the hell? What? Where did the time go in that match? 20. That's all
20.
they could do in 25 minutes? 50% of it must have been them standing around doing nothing.
Fishing for the bag. Darby cutting himself on the ear after the rope, after the catapult and the little rope to cut his ear. Getting the fish tank, filling it with water.
Yeah. There was a lot of prep in this match.
Yeah, I think you might have fallen asleep through it and missed some.
I was yeah, I was out of it. I think I was just staring into the oblivion, waiting for the comeback.
Yeah,
which we never got.
You never got a comeback. I mean, Darby won with a couple of bat shots, a drop kick,
and a choke, a brief choke,
and a scorpion deathlock.
Yeah, that's what it takes to beat Jon Moxley. Apparently, it's 4 moves.
So I think how they can play this to extend it further. Moxley can say, "I never quit. You never heard me say I quit."
Yeah, why didn't they have a microphone?
We literally did not hear him say, "I quit."
Yeah, what the fuck was that about? No microphone?
It's fucking dumb. Just absolutely horrible.
Yeah, like, what were you smoking?
Drop mine to a 3.
Okay. Drop into a 3.
Drop me to a 3.
Like, I completely forgot about that part. Yeah, no, we didn't hear him quit. So, and then the ending, like you said, it was just a bat shot, Scorpion Deathlock, and Moxie quits. Now, I think the idea of the finish was that the Scorpion Deathlock was supposed to be visually in the broken glass from the fish tank, but you couldn't see shit because the glass is clear. It's sitting in like an inch of water that's sitting in the ring. Like, your best idea was to, like, this would have worked so much better had they used the typical sugar glass that they use in these matches, where they just dump it out of a bag, you know, and then you can clearly see it, but no one could see anything. It just looked like they had him in the Scorpion Deathlock, and then all of a sudden he quits, and both of us were like, "Wait, what? It's over? What?"
I mean, and I don't know if it was like an actual report with any kind of credibility, but I'd seen somewhere that there were several ideas that were shot down for how the match would go and how it would end.
Shot down by who, Tony?
By whoever actually cares about people's safety.
Oh,
because of it being too dangerous.
I mean, it was pretty scary when they were fighting around the broken fish tank. I was like, all it's going to take is somebody slips, falls onto that giant shard of glass.
But it was hard because you couldn't see the glass.
Yeah,
so you didn't know how close anybody was, unless it was like right next to the broken aquarium. That was still, the biggest part of it.
Like if somebody had fell on the aquarium that was in pieces.
Yeah.
We could have witnessed a death.
Yeah.
Like, that was scary. Also, how inconsiderate and unsafe and ridiculous was it for them to be smashing that fish tank the way they were smashing it?
And possibly pieces flying
Send it.
into the crowd.
They were. One of the commentary team was like, "Well, look out." They were like, there was shards of glass flying at us. Meanwhile, I'm going, yeah, what about the fucking fans, you dumbasses?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And Moxley never bled.
Yeah. No fork.
No screwdriver.
No bag.
You got a taser.
No screwdriver. Yeah,
no,
that.
And no Danielson, which I thought was odd.
Yeah, apparently he had a family event to go to, so he wasn't even at the show. Which, really? You're like a key part of the storyline, and you don't even go. Like, really? I mean, if it was like a funeral or like something like that, or a wedding or something like that, I guess sure. But like, I don't know. This just kind of reeked of. I don't even know. Like, it was just so disappointing. I only give it credit for the creativity that they had. That's why I gave it a 2. Otherwise, it'd be a 1 because it was just so underwhelming. I'm like, you give Darby Allin the main event finally in a 1-on-1 match, and he wins, which is great. But like, this is it, really? I don't know. Some people thought that the waterboarding or the drowning was like kind of cheesy because he only put him under there for a couple of seconds, and then he brought him back up. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know. You're not keeping him under there, so you're not really like it's almost like he knows you're going to bring him up. So it's you know what I mean? Like, it just felt kind of, I don't know.
It was just bad.
Their coffin match was 10 times better than this. This should have been just the most crazy shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, this should have been the absolute. Pull the ring up, expose the boards underneath it.
Yeah.
I mean, after Darby burned Moxley in the body bag.
Yeah, no flamethrower or fire in it. Well, I guess there was the lighter fluid. But.
Yeah, the lighter fluid. After he brought a flamethrower to the ring for a promo just to interrupt him. A Molotov
and that doesn't use it at the. Yeah.
And just nothing.
None of that shows up. And the fork.
And if this is supposed to be a blow-off match for a year-long story, such a letdown.
Unless they're continuing it and there's going to be like a last man standing match, maybe.
I mean, what do? You got a coffin match. You got an I Quit match.
Yeah.
I mean,
last man standing is the only thing I could think of that would be potentially worse. I don't know. It was bad. It was bad booking. It was bad execution. Also, the fact that there was 4 Death Riders against Darby Allin, and nobody comes to help him for 90% of the match, and then finally Sting's like, all right, I'll come help him.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. I waited 20 minutes. I just watched him get the shit beat out of him for 20 minutes. It's fine. I'll go out there eventually.
Yeah, you can try to drown him a few times.
Yeah. Like, you just watched this. One time I really want to see violence from AEW.
Yeah.
They don't deliver it. What the fuck? I guess the highlight of the match for me was when Castagnoli chucked Darby from the ring to the table. I think it was probably a better looking spot than Oba and
Javon.
But Oba and Javon still is the first to do it, so they get that sort of accolade, and the shock value was there.
Yeah.
Whereas this was like, oh, I know where I've seen that.
Well, and they've already done that before, Claudio and Darby, the week after when they were at the ECW arena on Dynamite.
I can't express my disappointment any further. It's just okay, whatever. All right, let's get to the max ceiling. Oh no, that's gonna be ugly.
I had a 9 and you had a 10.
Yikes.
Yeah.
You had the potential for greatness, and I am not going to remember this match for any other reason other than how bad it was.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. Predictions.
Predictions. Well, we both thought there was going to be the end of the story with Darby taken, which it was 3 and a 5. So only the second match that we both got points on for the winner. Bonus question: who was going to be the first to bleed? Well, only one bled, so the first one and only one was Darby.
Wow. You did really well with the
I did.
the bonus questions.
Let me see. Wait. Okay, never mind.
All right, so time for the average rating, I think. Are you mathing? But while you're doing that, my theory as to why this match ended the way it did was I think they hit their time limit on pay-per-view.
Yeah, because they ended right at 12:30.
12:30, yeah. I was like, oh man, did this match go short? Because it was just so baffling how much beating Darby takes, and Jon Moxley takes nothing. He takes a bat shot and a drop kick and a Scorpion Deathlock, and that's it in the whole match.
Yeah.
Moxley went home that night and felt perfectly fine. Darby went home that night and was like, fuck, I'm dying.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Ratings.
No, they're on
They were
pay-per-view.
low. They were bad.
Oh, yeah, that might be one of the worst. 5.22. Yikes.
5.22 and a 5.67.
That's funny. Yeah, no, they were on pay-per-view, Sim. I mean, I know they were on like the streaming service, but I'm sure the pay-per-view has a limit. They booked probably 4.5 hours for the pay-per-view.
So for the I mean, normally on a single prediction show or single show prediction show.
Yes,
kind of
single pay-per-view.
It might be a little easier to follow along with the math and see who wins, but this one was back and forth.
The very back and forth. Yeah, I have no clue.
So it was quite the back and forth.
Yeah, and with all those extra 1-pointers you got, I don't know. I legitimately have no idea who's going to win this one. Now remember, folks, a tie goes to the champion, so I have to beat Cole to get that belt back.
So do you want kind of long form?
Yeah, let's do the suspense.
All right. So going into the final match, well, I mean, it came down to the final match.
Oh,
I'll say that.
Wow, really?
It came down to the final match.
Holy smokes! Okay.
Obviously, going one way, it had this effect because it went the way it did. But had it gone the other way, if the winner had been the other winner or the other competitor, that would have made a difference. Just based on points.
If Moxley had won.
Yes. If Moxley had won, the points would have been obviously different.
Gotcha.
But because of the amount of points bet on the winner, that dictated the actual winner of the predictions title. So your winner and new champion.
Oh, baby!
By 1 point. 32
by
to
1
31.
point.
By 1 point.
Oh, welcome back, beautiful.
Had Mox won, I would have won by 1.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. So all those different predictions that we had, it still came down to 1 point.
It mattered. It all mattered. I don't feel naked anymore.
Oh,
it's back.
I don't, because I still have my trivia.
You still have your trivia championship. That's true. I got to take that away from you at some point. You have been the undisputed trivia champion. Actually, no, I did one.
Yep,
I did one at one time. That's true.
You did one at once.
Yeah, we got to do another one of those soon.
But yeah,
all right, ladies and gentlemen,
you have won.
Your new predictions champion. Look at that. Look at that sexy belt. Oh, that sexy belt. I really do wish I had the undisputed championship, though. The old undisputed championship, I should say. That's the beautiful belt that is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is another edition of Wrestling Renaissance. If you want to reach me on the socials, I'm at TJ-Leo on BlueSky.
I'm at Cole2K on X and BlueSky.
If you want to email us, you can do so at co.op.podcasts@gmail.com. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and join the Co-op Club Discord community server where myself, Colt2K, Sim31, and so many others are talking about wrestling, talking about video games, talking about music and movies and all kinds of stuff. And we actually just had a server upgrade, so now we have some new features, including a server tag, which you can put on your name to help us advertise the channel, which is always good. And yeah, that's all the time we have today. Cole,
That is. Yes, sir.
take us out.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for this week's or today's Wrestling Renaissance. We recapped it all, rated it all, and when the dust settled, TJ Leo walked out with the predictions title, snatching it back for me by just one stinking point. That's brutal. Congrats to the champ, condolences to the former champ, and as always, keep the Renaissance alive.
Yeah.